Wall. You are avoiding something right now, a conversation you don't want to have, a truth you refuse to face, a pain you keep pushing to the edges of your mind, hoping it will dissolve on its own. It won't. And somewhere deep inside, you already know this. The weight you carry isn't going away. It's waiting for you to turn around and face it. What if I told you that 2,000 years ago, the wisest minds in history didn't just face their suffering, they welcomed it. They built an entire philosophy around it, and that philosophy changes everything. This is Stoic philosophy at its most powerful, not the cold, emotionless caricature you see online, but a living practice of emotional resilience that transformed enslaved people into philosophers and emperors, into humble students of life. 3 names stand at the heart of this tradition. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who ruled the known world, yet spent his nights writing private confessions about his own weakness. Seneca, the wealthy advisor who lost everything and found that loss was his greatest teacher. And Epictetus, born into slavery, crippled by his master, yet so free in his mind that his words still liberate people today. These men did not live comfortable lives untouched by pain. Marcus buried multiple children. Seneca was exiled, recalled, then ordered to take his own life. Epictetus endured physical torture before he ever spoke a word of philosophy. They knew suffering intimately, and they chose to embrace it, not because they enjoyed pain, but because they understood something most people never will. Here is the core teaching. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Read that again in your mind. What stands in the way becomes the way. This is not positive thinking. This is not pretending everything is fine. This is the radical recognition that suffering is not separate from your path. It is your path. Every obstacle you face is the raw material for growth. Every hardship is training for the person you are becoming. The Stoics called this Amor Fati, love of fate. Not mere acceptance, love, a complete embrace of everything life delivers to your door, including and especially the things that hurt. Epictetus taught it simply. Some things are within our control, our thoughts, our responses, our character. Everything else, other people's actions, illness, loss, death, falls outside our power. Emotional discipline begins the moment you stop fighting what you cannot change and start shaping what you can. But let me be honest with you, this is incredibly hard. Modern life is engineered to help you avoid suffering at all costs. Every app on your phone is designed to distract you from discomfort. Every advertisement promises that happiness is one purchase away. We are surrounded by escape routes, and we take them again and again until avoidance becomes our default mode. And when suffering finally catches us, as it always does, we are completely unprepared. We shatter, we rage. We ask why this is happening to us, as if we were promised a life without pain. The Stoics would say we were never promised anything, and that this expectation of comfort is the real source of our misery. So how do you actually practice this? How do you move from understanding these ideas to living them? Let me give you something concrete, practical Stoicism you can begin today. First, the morning preparation. Before you reach for your phone, sit in silence for 2 minutes and say to yourself what Marcus Aurelius said each morning. Today I will encounter difficulty. I will meet with ingratitude, arrogance, and pain. I am prepared. I will not be surprised. This is not pessimism. This is mental armor. You are removing the shock that amplifies suffering. Second, voluntary discomfort. Cold showers, fasting, sleeping on the floor once a week. Seneca practiced this regularly, not as punishment, but as training. He wrote, "Set aside a certain number of days during which you shall be content with the scantiest food, and feel this not as a game, but as practice." When you choose small suffering deliberately, involuntary suffering loses its power over you. Third, the evening reflection. Each night, review your day and ask 3 questions. Where did I avoid discomfort today? Where did I face it well? What suffering am I currently resisting that I need to turn toward? This practice of mindfulness builds self-awareness, the foundation of every Stoic virtue. Fourth, reframing in the moment. When pain arrives uninvited, pause and ask, "What is this teaching me? What strength is this building?" The Stoic mind does not deny the pain, it searches for the lesson hidden inside it. Now imagine who you become after months of this practice. You walk into difficult conversations without dread. You receive bad news without collapsing. You face rejection, failure, and loss with a steady center that others cannot understand. You become the person others lean on, not because you feel nothing, but because you have trained yourself to feel everything without being destroyed by it. This is what modern Stoicism actually offers. Not numbness, not suppression, but a quiet, unshakable strength that comes from having faced your suffering rather than fled from it. Self-improvement culture tells you to optimize your way out of pain. Stoicism tells you to walk directly into it and discover that you are bigger than anything life can throw at you. And here is the deeper truth, the one the Stoics whispered about when they stared up at the night sky. You are going to die. Everyone you love is going to die. This life, with all its beauty and all its pain, is temporary, unimaginably brief. And when you truly understand that, not intellectually, but in your bones, suffering transforms. It stops being something that happens to you and becomes part of the texture of being alive. It becomes evidence that you are here, that you cared enough to be hurt, that your life mattered enough to contain real loss. The Stoics did not embrace suffering despite loving life. They embraced it because they loved life, all of it. The light and the dark, the joy and the grief. Amor, Fati, love your fate, the whole of it. Remember where we started. You are avoiding something right now, a pain, a truth, a conversation. But you are not the person who runs anymore. The way through your suffering is not around it. It is directly through the center. And on the other side, you will find a version of yourself you have never met. Stronger, calmer, free. Marcus Aurelius left us these words. Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been. The philosophy that changes everything begins with one decision: to stop running. Stoicism, master your mind, master your life.